Hi there, this is Watch Fan Henry. I'd like to thank everybody that's watched my videos that I made from my trip in December to Tokyo, where I explored the various Rolex watch shops and the amazing deals that could be found for us Rolex fans in Tokyo. In those videos, there were a lot of comments, and I really appreciate everybody for taking the time to leave comments. A lot of the questions pertain to asking me what I thought were the best and most reputable shops to deal with. Also, people asked, how could one be sure that you were getting an authentic watch, a real watch? Questions were raised about there being a lot of fake warranty cards and fake paperwork out there. And that seemed to be a common concern. But let me start this video off by saying that in Japan, I believe that your chance of finding a fake watch is probably lesser than it is in Europe or North America, just because of the Japanese mentality. They are very honest people, they're very hardworking people, and fakes and the concept of conning people out of money, that's really not part of the Japanese culture. Of course you have to be careful, but I just think that it's a far less probable event in Japan than it is elsewhere. Another response that I had to that concern was that if you're looking for a vintage watch, it's my understanding that a lot of the fakes that are out there are the super watches, the really expensive modern day watches. I don't think the counterfeiters are making fakes of vintage 1970s watches that are like in the sub $5,000 range. And in Japan, there are many dealers selling vintage Rolexes, like my model 6694, and these watches are sub 5,000, and I don't think, many of these watches don't have cases and paperwork, and they're quite well used. The wear is right there in all its glorious splendor for you to see. They're generally not polished up. They're as worn for the last 40 years. So it's my opinion that a lot of those vintage watches that you see in the videos, in my videos from Japan, I don't think it's a huge concern that they are fakes. A lot of people asked, who would I recommend? Who do I suggest that you would purchase a watch from if you go to Japan? Well, as you saw in my last video, I did purchase a watch, which I'm very proud of, and I do tell exactly who that dealer was. You can actually see it in the video. You can see the name of the company, and if you look at the comments, you'll see that I do answer exactly who that watch seller is. That was my favorite watch seller for newer watches. But if you're looking for a vintage watch in Japan, I have a very special recommendation for you. Back in 2019, I visited this company, Mizutani, and they are in Ueno, which is a popular shopping district of Tokyo. And I highly recommend them. It's a second generation family business. They've been there for decades. The man who runs the shop, well, his father started the business, and he is a very kind man. Every watch that goes through his shop goes through an overhaul, a servicing by them. And I've had this watch since 2019. It's a 6694 Oyster Date Perpetual. It's a very nice watch, and yeah, I'm really proud of it. It's actually a very cool watch. It's a manual winding watch, so you have to wind it every day, which I don't have a problem with. But anyhow, this video is dedicated to Mizutani watches. So here is a video tour of the store. And if you're going to Japan, I definitely recommend that you check it out. I'm in Ueno, and this is one of my favorite vintage watch shops here in Tokyo. It's called Mizutani, and it's not far from the Ueno station. And back in this time of year, actually in December of 2019, I bought a lovely vintage Rolex here. It is a 1977. It's a model 6694 manual wind Oyster Perpetual stainless steel watch, and I just love the watch. The gentleman who runs the shop is the second generation owner of the store, and he serviced the watch before I bought it. And here we are, what is it, 2009, yeah, so 4 years ago, and it's just a lovely watch. It works just beautifully. It's a permanent part of my collection, and I love the watch. So Every time I come to Tokyo, I come here to visit the Mizutani watch shop here in Ueno, and I definitely recommend, if you're coming to Tokyo and you love vintage watches, this store is well worth a visit. I'll give you a little bit of a better view of the there you go. So here's the selection of vintage watches. We can see the prices are starting at, probably around a few $1,000s. There's a Rolex President for 1.6 million or 10,007. And here we have, so look at this. There's a GMT Master. I can't see the year, but it's at about 1.6 million. So that's also around 10,700 US. And here we have Rolex 6694. It's like my model, but not blackface, but they're priced around 380,000, which at 2,500 US dollars, I think is an exceptional deal given the reputation of this shop. I know that the watches here are good. He generally has a good selection of bands and links. As you can see, you can freeze the video if you need to do a deeper dive into the links. But I think his prices are pretty reasonable, and he also has other pieces in the back. There's a nice Yachtmaster, 1.98, and a two-tone, looks like an Oyster Perpetual, date with a date. So yeah, it's 880. Of course, many other vintage old watches, not just Rolex, of course, lots of old Seikos and huge selection of watches by tons of different makers here. It's a wonderful, wonderful shop, and as I say, some really huge selection of classic vintage watches. There you have it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're also interested in vintage camera gear, this shop also has a huge selection of 1970s to 1990s great camera stuff too. It's Mizutani watches, and thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, we'd love to see your comments, love to hear your comments, and of course, please do give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to reading your comments in the comment section below. And if you're not already a subscriber to the Watch Fan Henry channel, I'd love to see you as a subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button and you'll be all good to go. So look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks again. Bye for now.